Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Shores, One Story. I'm your host, Matthew, and welcome back to another episode. Last week, I talked about how I lost my phone in Japan while on a trip with my sister, and I promised to give you more insight on the actual trip. So for this episode, I want to give you an itinerary that maybe you could use on your trip if you go to Japan and you have 5 days, or just some information on where not to go, because I think there could be better places or places that you don't need to go to. So I'll start from the beginning, and actually it's a place I don't think is the best place for tourism, and it's Osaka. Now it depends on the timing. So my sister came from Shanghai to Osaka, and that worked for both of us because she could get a flight there, and it was closer to me in comparison to going all the way to Tokyo, right? But I wouldn't maybe suggest going to Osaka, at least if you only are there for 1 day. I think what we should have done is maybe just go from Osaka and go to Nagoya immediately, because we only had 1 day there. Or if we had more time, we could have seen maybe some more things, but we were only there for maybe 11:05 was the time that she arrived in Japan, and we were there until 5 p.m. That's when our Shinkansen left. So it just wasn't enough time to see Osaka. We did see Dotonbori, which was a nice place. Like, I think if you are going to Osaka, that's a place you need to go to. But just with the time that we had, it wasn't a great place, I think, to see. If you're there for a longer period of time, I think Osaka is great. You can see Dotonbori, you can eat all the food there, you can see Osaka Castle, and you can visit Universal Studios Japan, or USJ as they like to call it here. And I think that would be a good trip. But other than that, I don't think Osaka is maybe the best place to visit. It's just not, it's just too many people, at least in Dotonbori, it was just so many people, and not a great atmosphere, I think, for the trip, in my opinion. But if you want to go to Osaka, then you can visit and go to USJC Osaka Castle. But maybe surrounding areas would be a little bit better, perhaps. That's just my opinion. If you disagree, please let me know in the Instagram comments, because if you have any place that you have been to in Osaka that you do like, I would like to know. So please let me know in the comments. I actually think that Nagoya, I am biased because Nagoya is like my hometown, but Nagoya is a nice place to visit. It's just, although, Nagoya is not a tourist city, in that it doesn't really care about tourism like Tokyo or Osaka or Kyoto or wherever else. It's more of a business-centered city. Like, manufacturers are there. That's where Toyota is, that kind of stuff. So when we visited there, you can see Oasis 21. It's not so busy. You can walk around Sakai, which is always a fun place to see. It's like the Shibuya of Tokyo. We also, we walked around the first day and then went to Takayama. But there's a lot of things to do in Nagoya. So we went to Takayama, and then after we came back to Nagoya. So we stayed around Shin Zakaimachi, and then the next time we lived around the Kokusai Center, International Center. Those are both Eki station names. By the Kokusai Center is a really nice mall, so you can kind of walk around there. It's near Nagoya City Center, so you can walk there and see everything there. Also, we didn't go, but if you want a Starbucks, but you also want a nice view, there is a way, I don't remember where it is, but there's a place to have Starbucks. I think it's like on the 8th floor of the tower building, I think, of Mirai Tower, not Mirai Tower, but somewhere near there. You can have Starbucks and look at the Nagoya City view, which is always nice. There's also a science and art gallery, a science museum and an art gallery in Fushimi, which is near Sakai. So I think just because I've been there before, I think Nagoya is an easier place, but also has a nice vibe to it. I think it's not too busy like Osaka or Tokyo or Kyoto, but it still has everything that you can see. And my sister loved it. My sister loved Nagoya. She could imagine herself living there. It was nice. We also got to see the castle. We didn't get to go up the castle, which I did before, but what was it, like 2019 or so? They were rebuilding it or something like that. But you can still see the tower or the hallways. Get some pictures there. So that was fun to do as well. And if you like cars, Toyota Museum is in Nagoya. And there's two. So there's a lot of stuff to do in Nagoya versus Osaka if you're only there for a day. So that's just my thought. Now, Takayama. Takayama is a great place to visit. It's called Little Kyoto because the old town there is styled in the same way that Kyoto is. But even though there are foreigners and it is a little bit busy, it's not as busy as Kyoto. So it's a great place if you want to see real Japan or visit the kind of Edo-styled buildings without having to deal with Kyoto-level crowds. And it's pretty accessible from Nagoya. All you have to do is just take a train or a bus and you can get to Takayama. And from the station, Old Town is like just a few minutes, like 20, maybe 15 to 20-minute walk from the station, I think, maybe even less. And it's just it's pretty accessible. Also, we went to Shirakawa-go, which is a World Heritage Site in Gifu City. We're so lucky to have it. And I see people take the bus there all the time. So there are local buses that will take you to Shirakawa-go if you don't have a car. But if you want a car, it's also not that hard to get one, I believe. I don't know because I have my own car, but I don't imagine you can't rent a car somewhere. So I think Takayama is a great place to be for sure. That's what we did. And there's also so many cafes. If you like cafes, you can go to anywhere. There's great restaurants in Takayama. If you like Hida beef, right? If you like beef, then Takayama is a great place because you can have Hida beef. That's our specialty. So I think Takayama is a really, really great place to visit. And then after Takayama, we went to Nagoya. But then after Nagoya, we went to the biggest city in all of Japan, Tokyo. Now, Tokyo's okay, but it's not my favorite. Nagoya is I love Nagoya. Tokyo's kind of whatever. There's just a lot of people there. But if you avoid the big areas like Harajuku, I think you can enjoy Tokyo without visiting, or being by too many crowds. So what we did in Tokyo, first we stayed at a hotel in Asakusa area. So we left there. We left our hotel and we went to Asakusa in the morning. And Asakusa is there's a temple there. A lot of people visit there. It's very busy in the morning. I was not too happy to be there. I was so tired of the people and it was sunny, too hot. So I suggest you go there as early as you can to avoid the crowds because it's busy. But there's a great places to take pictures. If you want to buy anything, there's a huge market there. I'm not too sure about the prices. They could be a little bit expensive. But the nice thing about going to Asakusa is you can kind of experience an interesting contrast. I remember when I went to Asakusa for the first time, I remember looking at Asakusa, seeing all these like temple kind of style, old cultural buildings, right? And I remember turning around and seeing Skytree. And that was weird. It's so close to Skytree. You can walk there. So that's what we did after. We walked to the Asahi building where the golden poop is. It's not what it actually is, but that's what everyone calls it. It looks like a poo, but it's maybe a flame. I don't know. But it's a cool building and you can walk across the Sumida River. And there's a great bridge there. It's very nice. And you can see the tower from there. So great view. And close by Asakusa as well is Ginza. And It's kind of funny because during our trip, we watched a movie. We watched Devil Wears Prada 2. And you go to Ginza and you can see all the designer stuff like Prada and all these things. So it's kind of funny to do that. But there's also a Uniqlo there that if you really love Uniqlo, you can visit that place. And it's 12 floors. It's crazy. Just crazy. And it's busy. But you can get a lot of interesting things there. And on top, there's a cafe. So that's great. So that's a place that you can visit. And also quite close by there is a sister company of Uniqlo called GU. It's spelled GU, G-U, but it's GU, which means freedom in Japanese. And it's a sister city. It's a sister company of Uniqlo. Uniqlo is more plain colors, I'd say, not too loud and very suitable for all ages, I'd say. GU is also suitable for all ages, of course, but it's a bit more for young people, I'd say, like teenagers to people up to their, 40s maybe. Don't quote me on that, but that's just my idea of GU. My sister had a great time there. She got some great clothes. So, also close by there is Nissan Crossing. So it's not like Shibuya Crossing, but it's cool. You can walk there and you can enter Nissan Crossing building, and there's cars for show. You can go into the cars. We did not do that. But what we did do was go to Nissan Cafe, and they can take a picture of you and put you on a latte. And it was really, really funny because it was actually the best picture that was ever taken of us. And we don't have the picture. It's only on a cup of coffee. That's kind of funny. If you don't want your picture, you can also pick a car. There's car pictures that you can put on the coffee. And there's also other drinks because I don't like coffee. So you can get different flavors, different sodas. It's good. It was quite funny. And if you're there for a tour, or if you're there as a tourist, I think it's something fun that you can do. That's pretty easy. After we went to Ginza, we finished there and we went to Shinjuku because my sister wanted to go on the real crossing. And of course, I had to show her Hachiko, which is, if you don't know, Hachiko there's a story about a Shiba Inu who is so loyal to its owner that it would always wait for its owner to come back from work. But one day, the owner did not come, but Hachiko still waited for its owner. And so there's a statue there that everyone takes a picture with, and it's crazy, the line. I was surprised. When I took a picture with it, it was not like that. But you can just take a picture of it if you want to. And then we just waited for the crossing to say go for Shibuya Crossing, and we went. And it's quite interesting. You can see people run to the middle to take pictures. This is quite funny. And then we went to the Starbucks. Now, the Starbucks is on the second floor or third floor of a building. And if you really want a nice video to show people at home, you can show them. You can go to Starbucks. You can go to Starbucks. You can order something nice. I got a banana chocolate muffin. It tasted just like a banana. It was crazy. But it's hard to get seating there, but you can kind of jam yourself in and go to the window and take a video. That's what we had to do, but it's quite fun. And that is basically all that we did. The next day, we went to Ueno Park, that we were also close to that area. And actually, while walking to the park, we saw a man with a monkey as a pet. So that was really interesting. But we walked around Ueno. There's also a zoo, but we didn't do that. But you can see that for sure. We did go to Shinjuku as well, but we didn't have time to really explore it before my sister had to go. So that is what we did. What I recommend if you are in Tokyo, if you are in Tokyo, you can. I didn't like Harajuku. It's just so busy. It's just awful. And if you like geeky stuff, if you want to collect cards or do anything like that, Akihabara is where you would want to go to for sure. If you don't know where to go to, I suggest going on the Yamanote-sen, which is just a circle. It's just a green circle that goes all around the famous places of Tokyo. My favorite place to go to, it's kind of a silly place, but it's actually Tokyo Eki. The reason why is because the building there is just quite beautiful. There's a brick building that everyone gets a picture of. And if you walk just a little bit further, you can see the Imperial Family House, which I think is pretty cool. So that's just my opinion. But you can also go to Ikebukuro, and if you like malls, you can visit Sunshine Mall. I went there my first time, and unfortunately, I don't think the Pokemon Center there is open due to an incident earlier this year or last year. I don't even remember. But that was something that I did there for sure. If you want to visit other places, it's actually not that hard to visit Yokohama from Tokyo, not Takayama. So you can visit Yokohama, and I suggest going to Yokohama when it's dark because it has a great nightlife. The Ferris wheel there is lit up. There's a cool ship that's lit up. There's gondolas that are lit up. You get the idea. Yokohama is a great place to visit in the dark. I think it's really fun. But if you also want to go somewhere in the dark, we didn't have time, but Shinjuku is a fun place to go. Shibuya is also good. And there's a bar that you can go to called The Lost Bar, which is a bar owned by two YouTubers, Charla and Chris from abroad. I love Charla, so I've been a fan of her for 12 years now, since this May. And they have a bar, and it's really foreigner focused in that it's very English. So if you are worried about your Japanese, I think that's a great place. And they have many, many creative cocktails. There's monthly ones. There's really funny ones. They have postcards, which I really liked. You can buy a pack of 25. You can pick 5 and get a bundle. You can get one or whatever. So that's really cool. There's pictures of them. And the way to get there is through a gacha wall, which is actually a door. So that's really, really cool. That is for sure something that you should do. We didn't do that because we didn't have time. But if I did have more time, I would have loved to take in my sister there for sure. Yeah. So just to summarize, if you are only in Osaka for one day or if you don't have that much time, I think just avoid Osaka altogether. But if you do have time, please visit Osaka Castle, go to USJ, maybe see the temples like Kinkakuji. I think that's in Osaka. But if not, if you don't have time, it's okay. Actually, I think an underrated city is in Nagoya. People kind of skip over it because it's not so touristy, but there are many things that you can do. You can see the party side of Nagoya by visiting Sakaya and Oasis 21. You can see the cultural side by going to Nagoya Castle, and that's really fun. There's also some fun things to do if you have some free time, like visit the Science Museum or Art Gallery. You can visit the Toyota Museum if you want to. And I didn't mention this before, but there is a Ghibli park in Nagoya. So if you like Ghibli, you can see the park that is there, which is really cool. And for Tokyo, visit visit Asakusa in the morning and go there early if possible, and take a stroll and see the wonderful view that is the Sumida River. You can see the Golden Poo. You can see Sky Tree in the back. It's great. And visit Ginza. Why not? See all the designer stores. Go on the Uniqlo store that has 12 floors. Get your coffee with your face on it and enjoy it. Why not? So that is just a recommended itinerary, or what you could do. Maybe not an itinerary per se, but just some ideas and what we did while we were on our trip to Japan. My English is just amazing. It's so good. But I shall end for now, and I will see you later.